Hello, my name is Jessica Banda. Thank you to those of you that had your hand in allowing us to be the third cohort of the Pavlis Institute for Global Technological Leadership. We're all very proud to be here tonight and thus to be recognized as students that have the potential to make a tangible difference in the world. Throughout the semester, we have truly become the one thing that we have been called all along, a cohort. Now, a cohort can be defined as a companion, an accomplice, or even as a group of warriors. And during the past 14 weeks, this is exactly what we have developed into. The 12 members of the third cohort of the Pavlis Institute for Global Technological Leadership are no longer simply a group of students picked to spend 1 hour a week together learning leadership. Instead, we are a family and an army prepared to act as true leaders and overcome any challenges that come our way. And as a cohort, there is one thing that we have all come to believe, and that is that we will get as much out of our leadership training as we put into it. And thus, we have all made sacrifices to assure that we are putting as much time into the acclimation of leadership knowledge as we can possibly afford. Throughout the semester, we gathered weekly, not only before and after our regular leadership seminar class, but we also met on weekends and evenings to better serve our cohort. Although our academic work within the Institute required us to meet for only about 1 hour each week, we have met on average between 5 and 10 hours a week to enhance our leadership philosophies by working together on our Pavlis project work, as well as some work outside of Pavlis, like establishing MTU's Green Campus Enterprise and initiating tech-taking education abroad. We have also worked collectively to enhance the image of the Pavlis Institute by promoting it within our student organizations, by educating our contacts about the Institute, by representing our student organizations and the Pavlis Institute at the D80 conference, and by getting an informational article about the Pavlis Institute published in the Load. And as we worked together as a cohort, we began to realize that our passion and ambition could serve us well in beginning our work on our international experience. And thus, we began research. Now, after hours of late night meetings, plenty of trips to the library, and dozens of interviews with contacts, we have determined through our research that the Philippines should be included as a possible project site for our cohort and future cohorts to complete their international experiences for the following reasons. First, the Philippines presents us with an opportunity to complete 3 technologically based projects. Secondly, traveling to the Philippines would give us an opportunity to perfect our leadership philosophies in a global context. Thirdly, the Philippines offers us a safe and secure learning environment. In addition, as we've recently seen, a trip to the Philippines is comparable in price to that of a recent trip to Ghana, as well as a trip to Malta. Furthermore, we have established over 20 contacts that would be interested in aiding us in work in the Philippines. But most importantly, a second site in the Philippines signifies an opportunity for Pavlis students to have a hands-on experience in contemplating and building a project site, and thus for the Pavlis Institute to do the one thing that it was created for: produce global technological leaders. As we learned in our first seminar class, leadership is about much more than having followers. Leadership is about setting a standard. It's about being inspirational to others. Leadership is about having the tenacity to overcome challenges and the confidence to promote innovative, ethical reasoning for yourself and others. An article was published recently in the Chronicle for Higher Education about one college professor's struggle to teach students the difference between volunteerism and activism. The professor was trying to convince the students to opt for activism rather than volunteerism. But after we read this article, we realized that what this professor was trying to inspire the students to do wasn't really properly quantified as either volunteerism or activism. What this professor was referring to was leadership. Any student can go to another country and institute a project that has been laid out for them. Any student that has made it to college has clearly mastered the art of following the directions of others. But what we are here to learn is not the art of following someone else's directions. What we are here to learn is leadership, the art of developing our own directions. And although we may not be the most practiced proposal writers just yet, we have one thing that none of the students in that professor's class had. We are activists. We found problems and we created solutions. We developed a project of our own, and we have learned more in the process than any prepackaged experience could have ever taught us. We know that there may be some challenges associated with allowing us to collaborate on our international experience, but those challenges are welcomed by us. Because throughout the past semester, we have discovered within our cohort the passion and drive to achieve goals and overcome challenges much loftier than ourselves. Therefore, as you recall this information and as you review our proposal, we ask that you reflect on our information, our skills, our effort, and on the true purpose of the Pavlis Institute for Global Technological Leadership. Thus, we ask that you consider allowing us to get a truly beneficial leadership understanding and collaborate on our international experience, because it is our belief that world-class leaders are not simply volunteers. We are activists. And although we recognize that the challenges associated with allowing us to collaborate on our international experience must be on your mind, we don't feel that this is any reason to keep us away from it. In fact, we welcome all challenges with open arms. After all, we're striving to become the world's best leaders. And as Frank Pavlis once said, good leaders can lead as well out of adversity as success. Yet how will we ever learn to lead out of adversity if we're never given a chance to experience any? Thank you for attending our white paper presentation tonight, and thank you for your consideration.